Hey everyone, I know that many of you are considering a move to the Phoenix Scottsdale area or surrounding cities. And so today I want to talk about a few of my insider secrets that you may not know about the area. So let's get started right now. Hey YouTube family, it's Shawn Jardine. I'm back again with more information for you. I am a local realtor here in the Phoenix Scottsdale area, and I love helping people move from inside the state or from outside of the state and buy a new home for the next chapter of their life. Lots and lots of fun meeting you guys and hearing from you when you call me or send me messages in various different ways. Be sure to reach out at the numbers here on the screen if you'd like to talk more about your upcoming move. Now, what I also want you to do is hit the subscribe button and smash that little bell so you get notified every time I have a new video. Let's dive in right now and I'll let you in on some of my secrets. Now, I know lots of you have seen my other videos about the cost of living, top 5 places to live, various neighborhoods, that kind of thing. But I want to tell you some insider tips that you may not know about. Now, the first thing that I think is pretty cool is that you'll want to check out our DMV as soon as you get here to become an official resident. If you want to take advantage of our low taxes, you want to do this first thing. Get your license plates for your car. Get your driver's license taken care of as soon as possible. Now, the bad news is that in other states, sometimes that is a real process. I put off getting my license forever because I just didn't want to go spend a whole day sitting there like I did back in Colorado. Here, it's totally different. It's very streamlined, very quick for your driver's license and your plates. You can also, if you don't want to pop into the DMV, we do have private contractors sprinkled throughout the valley that do license plates. So you can just stop in, there's no line or everything. There's a small convenience fee, I think it might have been $20 or something, to just get the plates done then and there, and lots of people are willing to pay that fee. But you really do not need that because our DMV is just so darn efficient. That to me is a big improvement over where I came from. Now, talking about the next thing, traffic. You may be coming from a state where traffic is just a way of life. It's really not like that here. We obviously have a freeway system. There are multiple roads, 303, 101, 51, 60, 202, all those numbered roads. Traffic really isn't that bad, but if you're a commuter and you want to be able to zip through traffic, you might consider an electric or hybrid vehicle. We don't really have toll roads here, but we do have a carpool lane if you have more than one person in the car with you, or you have an electric or hybrid vehicle. You get a special license plate and you are allowed to go right down the lane, passing everybody else if you're on your way to work, or if it's just between 3 and 6 in the afternoon and you don't want to wait in line with everybody else, then you can get in that lane. So if you're thinking about buying a new car, might be worth considering a new electric vehicle just to be able to use that feature. Again, no toll roads here, so we're thankful for that. But some places, I know in Denver, they have toll roads. They also have a carpool lane. You have to pay to drive by yourself in the carpool lane. Here, you could just get an electric vehicle and bypass the whole thing. Now let's talk about city services. In Scottsdale proper, the city handles your water, your sewer, your trash pickup. Unlike other places where those might be separated out with other companies, it's all handled through the city. Trash service is one day of the week. You get a little dumpster thing, and then you also have recycle pickup once a week as well. So that I think is a really nice thing to have. And then the really big perk, I think, is the bulk pickup. So let's say you cut your bushes in your yard and you have a lot of yard waste, you can put that out for the bulk pickup. You changed your ceiling fan and you don't know what to do with your old one, you don't have to take one thing all the way to the dump. You put it out to the curb during bulk pickup week and they'll pick it up. It's free of charge. So I think that's kind of a nice little perk that keeps you from having to worry, oh, what am I going to do with all these, palm branches that I cut back? It's easy. Put it out at the curb that 1 week a month, and magically a truck appears and takes it away. Now, here's a little tip for you. Get rid of that snowblower. Get rid of that lawnmower. You're probably not going to have real grass in your yard. Some parts of town do, but for the most part, we have desert landscaping here. You'll have a drip system that will drip water on plants and bushes, but you're not going to need a big sprinkler system. You're not going to have to worry about mowing your yard unless you really want to, but most people don't. One thing that people are investing in these days is artificial turf, because they just want a little green, and it's economical. It works great for pets and for kids. We even have people now that will come out and clean that turf, like a carpet cleaner guy with his wand and soapy water. They'll come out and vacuum your turf and make it all sparkly clean. So that's kind of a cool thing. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know how I hated my snowblower. So no lawnmower either. Get rid of that equipment, and it really cuts back on your maintenance, either expense of paying somebody to do it or you having to do it yourself. I enjoy that. Now, here's a tip that could be important. Let's talk about air conditioning. A lot of properties that we look at when you come here will not have a brand new AC unit. I just put a new one in my house, and it was for about a 2,100 square foot space. It was about $9,000. The secret here would be, and this just didn't work out for me, it would be to buy your AC in the winter. The contractors are slow during that time, and the prices are way less, and the delivery is a lot faster. I bought my house knowing the AC was original. It was 20 years old, and wouldn't you know, it died about 10 days after I closed on the house, but I had already budgeted for that. The problem was that A, price is higher, and B, really tough to get an AC unit in the second week of July. It took about 3 or 4 weeks. If you want to avoid any potential problems, and you know your AC is old and you've already used your home warranty that you get when you buy your house, you'll want to start shopping for that AC unit in the winter months, December, January, right when most people aren't thinking about air conditioning. It's such a better deal. Now, one more thing I want to tell you about. I don't know if this is really a secret, but I just want you to know, if you have pets, you need to know that the asphalt is pretty hot in the summertime. Just like in the winter snow, I used to have little booties for my dog when he went out in the snow. He wore a cute little sweater and booties. I think he was pretty humiliated about that, but oh well, it was necessary. Here, people will use those same booties for the paws in the summertime. If you can find an area with a dog park or a dirt trail, that's really better for walking your dog. Imagine if you were walking on asphalt in your bare feet. That's what your pet feels. So just be sure to plan your walks accordingly. And if you have to, just drive a few blocks to get to a good trail that's dirt. And then your pet doesn't have to worry about getting their little paws scorched. Not really a secret, but that's kind of my pet tip of the day. Now, the last secret I want to talk about is contractors. Here in Arizona, the state law says that any work over $1,000 has to be done by a licensed contractor. Now, a lot of people get really wrapped up in that whole licensed word. The problem with licensed in Arizona is that there's really no oversight. I see it as kind of just paying hush money to people who you would think would monitor, but they don't. If you want to save a little money and you are okay with an unlicensed contractor, just make sure that they have liability insurance, check their references, and generally it's been my experience that I can find great people that just don't want to go through the hassle of getting the license, becoming a general contractor. It's kind of a pain. I had to put a roof on a house a few years ago, and so I hired a licensed roofer, which seems like the logical thing to do when I'm spending $10,000. And I called the building department to ask about the building permit. That's what we did in my old life. You had to have a building permit. They acted like I was crazy. They said, "We don't do a permit." I said, "Well, then who comes out to inspect the roof?" And they said, "Nobody inspects the roof." So to me, it seems pretty pointless to go through the licensing process if there's no oversight. So keep that in mind. Just because somebody's licensed doesn't make it any better than somebody's unlicensed. You just are going to have to use common sense. Again, check references and see who your neighbors have used for their roofer or their HVAC company. HVAC companies generally, are going to be licensed. But I'm thinking really, if you need a painter or a tile guy, a handyman, you don't need a license for that kind of thing. Use common sense and you'll be just fine. So these are just a few secrets that I thought I would share with you today. Most agents just want to sell you a home and then they're gone. That's really not how I work or who I am. I'm your source for all things after you move in. People call me a year or 2, 3 after they've moved in and say, "Hey, I need a new dentist." I've got one. "Hey, do you know a painting contractor?" I've got one. I'm your source for all of that information, and all of my services go way beyond just selling you a house and giving you the keys. Many, many times I become friends with my clients, so watch out. We might like each other and want to hang out. So be sure to reach out to me at the number or email on the screen. I'd love to hear from you. Let's talk more about your upcoming move and maybe even do a Zoom call so we can really get to know each other. I look forward to talking to you guys soon.